Welcome, students. Today, we're going to learn about puberty.
Puberty? I don't know what that is.
That's 'cause you're ignorant, Timmy.
River City Girls is a fantastic little game, so much so that it easily maintains a spot on my current top 5 favorite titles of 2019. It's funny, adorable, and fun. A perfect recipe for anyone looking for a retro throwback full of heart. The studio handling the spin-off sequel to River City Ransom knew what they were doing, and this title is an amazing entry into the Kunio-Kun family of games. For those not in the know, Kunio-Kun is a Japanese series which features titles such as Double Dragon 2, Super Dodgeball, Downtown Neketsu Monogatari, and Renegade. The games maintain a large cast of characters, many of which make an appearance in River City Girls. As a Kunio-Kun fan, I enjoyed many of the cameos and appearances that are scattered throughout. I won't spoil most of them here, but one example which made me laugh was Skullmageddon from Double Dragon Neon. He runs a pawn shop, and his characterization is hilarious. The way he leans over the counter or otherwise expresses himself with body language is just too cute. Speaking of Double Dragon, its series mainstays Jimmy and Billy also have roles as they run the dojos where the player can purchase new moves, and some of their dialogue was funny as well. Helping sell them is that all of the characters within River City Girls are wonderfully brought to life by their various voice actors. Even Jacksepticeye has a role, and while I'm not a big fan of his performance was surprisingly great. Everyone appears to have had fun getting into the roles, something which is probably aided by a script that is awesome. The jokes almost always landed for me, and there is a charm that imbues the entire experience. As for the main cast of characters, the two leads are Kyoko and Misako. Turning the damsel of distress plot of River City Ransom on its head, instead of playing as Kunio or Riki, you instead set out to rescue them. It works really well for this title, and the developers clearly had fun making this game. Helping establish the story is that the two girls aren't new characters just formed from the ether. Kyoko was first introduced in 1994 in the Super Famicom exclusive beat-em-up Shin Neketsu Kuha, and Misako dates all the way back to the 1990 Famicom game Neketsu Kyoko Dodgeball Boo Soccer Hen, or as it was known in the US on the NES, Nintendo World Cup, though the US version was heavily altered. In a year where so many titles feel lifeless and hollow, the soul of this game burns bright. I'd be shocked if it ever came out that it wasn't a passion project, because the developers clearly have a love and respect for the series of game in which this title is based. Helping round out the experience is that the combat and gameplay feels great. It's a classic 2D beat-em-up with a very light RPG mechanics, and it plays super well. Ignoring directional inputs, combat largely revolves around 3 buttons. There's a light attack, heavy attack, and special move. There's even a block button which can be tied into things to open up a few other moves and combos. Weapons also scatter the battlefield, and it was fun to beat someone senseless with a chair or toy sword. Adding even more variety is that as you fight enemies, you sometimes get a chance to recruit them, and this allows you to call someone in during combat and they'll do a single move each. You can only have one person recruited at a time, and each person has a unique ability, and they got me out of quite a few jams. I particularly liked the Terminator-esque robot guy who had an extending arm whose punch would clear a solid line of enemies. There's 12 characters total, and each individual class have different forms, though these are just basic skin swaps as their moves remain the same. As you progress through the game and defeat enemies or complete missions, you collect money and experience. Money I'll get to in a second, but experience obviously levels you up, and with each level, your stats not only increase, but new moves become available for purchase at one of the game's 2 dojos. Some of these are expensive. If I recall correctly, the highest was somewhere around $400 to $500. This high cost pushed me to play carefully when engaged in difficult fights, because the penalty for death is losing a percentage of your cash reserve. Each character also levels separately, so if you're playing this game single player, your primary character will be drastically higher. At the end of my first playthrough, Kyoko was level 24 and Misako was level 6. There's also 2 secret characters you unlock at the end of your first run of the game. Everyone also has their own available accessories. These items allow for various bonuses, and each character can equip 2 at a time. Some of these items are a padlock bra, which doubles the velocity of thrown weapons, a garter that grants an extra 5% damage to any kick attacks, and a pair of Philly bottoms, which allows the characters to stand up more quickly after being knocked down. There seems to be somewhere around 30 accessories in total, though there isn't a shared pool between characters, so to get to the 100% completion trophy for the game, you'll need to buy each item 4 times. As the player progresses through the map, new shops open up. These allow you to purchase the aforementioned accessories, but also health and stamina items. These can be used on the spot or saved in your inventory for later. I found it was good to keep a couple in hand for some of the more difficult bosses, of which a few of them can be a bit of a challenge. None of them are overly hard, but there are a few moves which can catch you off guard and ruin your health. The super duper secret final boss had a drill kick move which drained roughly half my vigor. I enjoyed most of the bosses, though one I thought absolutely sucked. It wasn't even a hard fight, it was just annoying and overly long, mostly due to it going through long phases where they couldn't be damaged, so it felt like a slow grind. Outside of that, one other boss had a single move I didn't like. This resulted in some awkward platforming as I was forced to jump over waves of musical notes, but besides that, they were fine. I think many will be happy with the design and moves of each towering foe. The game is broken into 6 districts, and each district can be completed in 30 to 60 minutes. This, in my opinion, was almost the perfect length for the title. Games of this nature can start to drag, and near the end I was ever so slightly bored with the combat, but then I hit the final boss and the experience was over, so I can't knock it for that. It's mostly well paced, though expect heavy grinding if you decide to chase the platinum trophy. I'm just 5 trophies away, but it's taking quite a bit of time to get to this point. Outside of a few side quests, the only other activity is finding collectibles. Throughout the world there are so-called Sabu statues, and if you break all 25 and equip the accessories you earn upon doing so, a secret boss encounter opens up at the location of the final boss. I won't spoil who or what this is, but it was by far the hardest fight of the game, and I think hardcore fans will appreciate it. I'm on my second playthrough of the game now, and they also added 25 collectible cats. I'm not yet sure what that does. The secret boss encounter, though, did lead to one of my biggest irritations with the game. During the course of my play, the game crashed to the PS4's home screen 4 times. Twice during the secret boss fight, and 2 other times when I was looking at the in-game map. Hopefully this gets patched because it's far from a game that is pushing my console to the limits, and there's almost no excuse for it to be that unreliable. The only other technical issue I had was a moment where I fell off a platform and sunk through the map, resulting in a hard reset of the game. Something else I'm not too fond of is the lack of online co-op. Being this is a throwback title made by a smaller studio, it kinda makes sense why there's no online functionality, but being that the co-op is limited to couch play only, I'm limited to single player, and that kinda sucks. This isn't a genre my partner enjoys, and with few others to play, I feel like I'm missing out on a core component that made these old games so memorable. I mean, who doesn't remember sitting around the TV with their friend and playing co-op? I wish I could do that here. One other nagging issue was the use of the square button. It not only handles your light attack, but it's the same prompt used to change areas, so there were fights where I got too close to a doorway while attacking foes, and suddenly I'd be teleported to another area on the map. It happened quite a few times, and it drove me bonkers. The same goes for picking up weapons. Way too many times I was trying to land a punch only to get locked into an animation where my character picked up an item laying on the field, and this opened me up to incoming damage. I desperately wish I was able to remap some of the controls. Overall though, these are mostly minor qualms for a game I absolutely adored. The title has a New Game Plus mode, and being I really enjoyed it, I can see myself eventually playing it again. River City Girls is just too damn adorable to hate. Even the cutscenes are neat. They're done up in a way to resemble panels within a manga, and they made my nerdy self smile. Which is why I like this game so damn much. I was smiling for the majority of my play. And in a year where so few titles have allowed me to sit back and feel good, this experience really stood out. It's not a perfect game, and it's most certainly not for everyone, but for me personally, it's just what I needed at this specific moment in time. I no longer score games, but if I was to score this, I'd probably give it somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8. I think it was worth the money. It also has an absolutely killer soundtrack. The first time a specific song flared up, it made me want to go out and buy it. Seriously, it's pretty fucking great. At least in terms of the music I enjoy. Anyways, those are just some of my thoughts, but we all have different opinions, so as I tend to do with my impressions video, the following will just be a few minutes of solid gameplay so you can see if this game is for you. I hope this video helps, and if it does, please check the description below to find ways to support my work. Thanks. Hey everyone, quick update. After I recorded this audio, I ended up going back through and playing the game one more time, and I beat it on hard, and I hit the 100% completion. So I just want to let you guys know that, like a lot of other games that I've done, like before I did Control Impressions, I 100%ed that. I also 100%ed this, so I hope that lends some weight to some of my opinions on the game, unlike other critics who probably didn't even beat it. Anyways, just want to let you guys know, and thanks for watching, and now on to the gameplay.
required. Let's get back to the mall.
Empty.
We have to head downstairs. It's in the basement.
Can't we take the elevator?
Yeah. No, wait. It's broken.
I'm not used to walking this much.
And keep fighting.
How many floors have we gone down? 6, 12?
3.
I was 10 years old when my family moved to River City. I hated them for moving. I hated having to leave my friends behind. I hated lots of things.
I hate you guys!
Is this gonna take long?
I was sure I'd never make another friend. But as we unpacked, this boy across the street said hello.
Hey.
His name was Kunio, and he seemed nice.
He is nice. Now where is he?
Is Ricky in the story?
Kunio and I became best friends. We read comics together, watched TV, played Intergalactic Space Rangers. Life was good.
Aw, see, that's sweet.
Only 'cause Kunio's in it.
Then one day, a girl transferred to our school. Her name was Hasabe, and she was an angel. It was the first and last time I ever fell in love.
Hasabe. I can't stand her.
Yeah, she's sort of the worst.
I ran to the park after school that day, excited to tell my best friend Kunio about the girl I would soon marry.
Wait, aren't you like 10?
Yeah, that's pretty weird, dude.
But when I got to the park, Kunio was already there, and so was Hasabe.
Oh, dang, that's hecka sad.
For Kunio, maybe. That trash girl never deserved him.
That night, I decided I would get my revenge. On Kunio, on Hasabe, on everyone. I turned to the dark arts to become stronger.
That's creepy. I don't like scary things.
Wrap it up, Merlin.
Then later, in middle school,
Okay, we get it, jeez.
And fight smelly zombies surrounded by smelly trash.
Yep,
Could this day get any more gross?
it's still early.
Ew! I can't believe we're fighting zombies in a trash compactor!
Wanna give up?
Am I Ricky? Never!
Welcome to my pawn shop.
Is that a talking skeleton?
Rude! You act like I'm not even here.
Sorry.
How do you talk without lips?
Unimportant! How can I help you? Might I interest you girls in a stuffed monkey?
Ew, no!
How about an unstuffed monkey?
We need something gold.
Well, I'm all out of golden monkeys.
What about that golden cat?
Oh, that? A treasure indeed, from lands far away.
How much, Boney?
$1 million!
You're joking.
I would never joke about such a precious item.
Can we get a discount?
Well, I can take $5 off, but just so you know, that's pretty much break even for me.
What about that cat? The other gold one?
Oh, that? $10.
It looks exactly like the $1 million one.
Yeah, but it's not real gold!
Sold.
Let me bag that up for you.
As an independent content creator, I need all the help I can get to grow my channel. So if you like my work, please leave a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, maybe drop a comment below, join my Discord, and if you want to support what I do, please check the description for ways to donate.